Hello everyone and welcome to this stream on youtube.com/Johnny Chiodini. That's right, I've got a green screen now. Also, if you can hear a thrumming in the background, that is an air conditioning unit. It's probably a bit louder than it normally is because I've rearranged my entire office, which means I can now green screen, which is something I was planning to do from the get-go on my what do you call it, channel. But look, here I am. Daniel says can't hear it at all. Oh, great. Okay, cool. Hi. First of all, if you're thinking this is a weird word reference and I'm about to tell you everything about season 2, you're wrong. I'm not going to. I'm so sorry. What was I going to say? Words are difficult. Hi. Mystery stream. Why? Okay, so yesterday I started recording Press Any Chiodini, and the game audio sounded really funny, and I was like, this isn't right. So I stopped recording and I checked the recording on my other computer, and it sounded weird there as well. And I've just moved my entire desk setup somewhere else. So clearly something had gone wrong. I spent 4 hours troubleshooting this problem, and it turned out my headphone cable was broken. One of the first things I did was I tested 2 sets of headphones on 2 different computers. Did I? No, well, I tested both sets of headphones, and I did test it on both computers to see whether it was the headphones. I even tried a different cable, but that cable sort of didn't work at all, so I was like, well, okay, it's, all right, it's not the headphones. Yes, it was. I even reinstalled Windows on my gaming PC, so that's the thing. Anyway, today, I was like, I've no working headphones. I've ordered some. They haven't turned up, so maybe they'll arrive during this stream. And I was also like, I don't know what video game I would even play. And then at noon, I had to start recording a thing with some people. I can't say what it is yet, but I had to jump on a call and do some professional talking. And I was like, shit. So I was like, you know what? We'll call it a mystery stream. And I'll have an idea at some point, and then we can just go in and do whatever it is. So I had an idea. And the idea is this. Forest of Doom. A fighting fantasy game book in which you are the hero by Ian Livingstone. I've had this. Somebody gave this to me years ago. It was somebody from the community, and I can't remember who, but they must have given it to me in like 2019 or 2020. I'm not even kidding. And I thought, you know what? This will be fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to read/listen to/play Ian Livingstone's Forest of Doom. I'll read you the blurb. Aiden says, is this like 1,000-Year Vampire? Yes. Yeah, it's kind of like a choose-your-own-adventure, JY Gant, but you also... there's an adventure sheet, which I've written out because I don't want to write in the book. And you have monster encounters, and you have to roll for them, and I think it's just going to be very silly fun. Wraith Finds has done a super chat saying, good morning, Johnny and Skellies. This is very mysterious and exciting. Unfortunately, I must away to VOD Squad. Have fun. Oh, we're going to have so much fun. Rachel Davies says, is anyone else noticing the audio and picture are out of sync, or just for me? There'll be about 7 frames out of sync. Normally, I'm not this zoomed in, so no one's noticed for 4 years. But yes, they're out of sync ever so slightly. I'm going to have to properly fix that now. Bollocks. Didn't think about this, because I've changed lenses, because the thing is, right, I don't... You see? You see? So I've got to... Oh, Christ. Enough that... There we go. So there we go. Redshirt 0001 says, that's a very specific amount of frames. It's almost like I've been fixing this problem in my edits for 4 years. Anyway. Right. Oh yes, the blurb. Forest of Doom. Only the mad, or the very brave, would willingly risk a journey into Darkwood Forest. Yet it is here you must go to find the missing pieces of the legendary Hammer of Stonebridge. Fashioned by the dwarfs many ages ago, only the Warhammer can prevent peaceful Stonebridge against its ancient doom. Warned of the monstrous creatures that lurk in Darkwood's tangled forest, you must first find Yaztromo, the Master Mage. Yaztromo, like Yaztromo. It's like it's like a drag queen's really into Ellen Ripley's ship. Yaztromo. Well, I know what voice Yaztromo is going to have if we ever find him. You must first find Yaztromo. Oh no. Yaztromo, the Master Mage, whose magic may help protect you. But time is short. Can you restore the hammer before the trolls destroy Stonebridge forever? Part story, part game. This is a book with a difference. One in which you become the hero. A pencil and an eraser are all you need to make your journey. You decide which route to take, which creatures to fight, and which dangers to risk. And you're going to help me, because we're going to make all of our decisions through polls. So there we go. Will says, my brother's Acheron's call character was called Yaztromo in like 2002. When was this one first published? This edition published in 2003, first published by the Penguin Group in 1983. Who was alive in 1983? I wasn't, for once. Yaztromo! Anyway, contents. How to fight the creatures of Darkwood Forest. Well, the back lied. You need dice to play this. Luckily, I've got some. Before embarking on your adventure, you must first create your character by rolling dice to determine your skill, stamina, and luck scores. Enter those on the adventure sheet on pages 18 to 19. These scores will change during the adventure. Write on the adventure sheet in pencil so you can erase previous scores when you start again, or make photocopies of the page to use in future adventures. Okay. Some of you were around in 1982. Will says Maggie Thatcher was, but you know what? She's dead now. Yeah, she fucking is. Right. Okie dokie. To determine your initial skill, stamina, and luck scores, roll 1 die. Add 6 to this number and enter this total in the skill box on the adventure sheet. Here we go. 3. So our skill is 9. Nako the Kitty says, "Oh, are we in the Weird Wood?" No, we're in the Forest of Doom. It's quite fun that part of this has been keyed out, so you can see the forest beneath. For a split second there, I was tempted to put this book in front of my face and be like, peekaboo, but that's not how keying works, Johnny. At all. Fuck nuts. Right. In order to calculate your stamina, roll both dice and add 12 to the number rolled and enter this total in the stamina box. Our stamina is 17. We're a pretty middling adventurer, I think, so far. And then, to calculate our luck, we roll just 1 die, add 6 to the number, and enter this total in the luck box. That's a 3. So 9. Middling stats. Our skill is 9, our stamina is 17, and our luck is 9. Sarah Waller has done a super chat, saying, "It was my dog's 4th birthday yesterday. She's the best thing in my life. I can't send Watson their share of liver cake, so take this money to treat them." Thank you, I will. She is just over there. You can't see her. Oh, she's looking up because she knows I'm talking about her. But yeah. Okie dokie. Skill reflects your swordsmanship and fighting expertise. The higher, the better. Stamina represents your strength. The higher your stamina, the longer you will survive. It's really annoying that I can... There we go, I'll just hold the book up. How about that? Luck represents how lucky a person you are. Luck and magic are facts of life in the fantasy world you are about to explore. Just cutting all the naysayers off at the pass. Dave Humphreys has done a super chat saying, "I think we can all agree the only good thing Thatcher did was be the inspiration for Gazgul Mag Urak Thraka." Also, happy Melty Heatwave 2.0 all. Yes, indeed. I'm wearing a sleeveless t-shirt. For my guns? No, for my sanity. And also, I've still got the aircon running because I need it. TransGamerNerd27 has done a massive super chat. Thank you very much. Holy shit! Saying, heard back from the gender clinic I've been talking to, and my consultation for bottom surgery is finally on the books for April 26th. Here's some money to show love to you and the Skellies. Dreams do really come true. Gucci coochie, here I come. I've never actually heard Gucci coochie before. That is fantastic. Congratulations. I'm extremely pleased for you. Yeah. I'll drink to that. It's water, but I will have a beer later. Because it's bad luck to toast with water, I'm told. Okay. Skill, stamina, and luck scores change constantly during an adventure, so keep an eraser handy. I'll just cross things out. You must keep an accurate record of these scores. Although you may receive additional skill, stamina, and luck points, these totals may never exceed your initial scores, except on very rare occasions when instructed on a page. Battles! When you are told to fight a creature, you must resolve the battle as described below. First, record the creature's skill and stamina scores as given on the page in an empty monster encounter box on your adventure sheet. The sequence of combat is then, roll the 2 dice for the creature, add its skill score. This total is its attack strength. Roll the 2 dice for yourself, add your current skill. This total is your attack strength. Will says, important question, are we going to be sticking a thumb in the page so we can cheat? Maybe. I mean, it's going to be shit if we have to start again after an hour and a half, won't it? Isn't it? I mean, right. Method to Go says, hey everyone, what are we doing here? CYOA? Yeah, Forest of Doom. Okay, here we go. Maybe I should change the... Right, I'm going to edit the title. Let's play Fighting Fantasy Forest of Doom. And I'll update the thumbnail after this stream as well. Will says, honestly, the idea that we're not also auto-winning all the fights is madness. I know, right? Normative says, I assume Johnny is familiar with Thousand Year Vampire. It'd be fun to see them take a part at that someday. Chat could even toss in ideas. I have actually streamed Thousand Year Vampire. It was on Dicebreaker when I worked there. I like that game a lot. It's very good. Right. No. Whose attack strength is higher? If your attack strength is higher, you have wounded the creature. If the creature's attack strength is higher, it has wounded you. If both are the same, you have both missed. Start the next attack round from step 1 above. If you wounded the creature, subtract 2 points from its stamina score. You may use luck here to do additional damage. See using luck in battles below. If the creature wounded you, subtract 2 points from your stamina score. You may use luck to minimize the damage. See below. Make the appropriate changes to either the creature's or your own stamina scores and your luck score if you use luck, and begin the next attack round. Repeat steps 1 to 6. This continues until the stamina score of either you or the creature you are fighting has been reduced to 0, brackets death. That's long. Escaping from battles. On some pages, you will be given the option of escaping from a battle. You may only escape if it is offered to you on the page. If you do run away, the creature automatically scores 1 wound on you. Subtract 2 stamina points as you flee. Such is the price of cowardice. You can use luck on this wound in the normal way. Luck. We're nearly there. Alternative dice. Ooh. Hints on play. Okay, we're nearly there. Luck. Sometimes you'll be told to test your luck. As you will discover, using luck is a risky business. The way you test your luck is as follows. Roll 2 dice. If the number rolled is equal to or less than... You know what? When it says test your luck, I'm going to have a look at that. Using luck in battles. I know. I'll look at that if it comes up. Restoring skill, stamina, and luck. Yada, yada, yada. Only 1 weapon can be used at a time. Fine. Drinking the potion of skill. Yeah. Stamina score will change a lot. Okay. You start the game with enough provisions for 10 meals. A separate provisions remaining box is provided. Well, I'll write down 10. You may rest and eat only when allowed by the instructions on a page. You may eat only 1 meal at a time. I'm a grown adult. I'm used to doing what I want. 2 meals at a time is a joy. It's a delight. Will says, yes, the start of no to the rules. This is where it begins. The end of this is fuck this, I win every fight. And then you're fighting fantasy, baby. Hell yeah. Shipwreck says, Johnny played solo RPG, Be Like a Crow. You can be other Corvids as well. No, but I'm writing that down. Be Like a Crow. I found, what's it called? Beak and Barrow, I think. I found a copy of that map-making RPG in my flat when I was tidying it last weekend. Interesting. Right. Luck, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah. Alternative dice, blah, blah. Equipment, yeah. You've got stuff. You're armed with a sword and leather armor. Sword, leather armor. You have a backpack. Backpack. You may also take a magical potion. Well, let's take a potion of strength. Because that restores stamina. And we can have 2 glugs out of it. Great. Cool. Hints on play. There is only one true way through Darkwood Forest, and it will probably take you several attempts to find it. Make notes and draw a map as you explore. This map will be useful in future adventures and enable you to identify unexplored sections of the forest. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to rely on chat as a sort of memory bank. Not all areas contain treasure. Many merely contain traps and creatures, which you will no doubt fall foul of. There are many wild goose chase passages, and while you may indeed progress through to your ultimate destination, it is by no means certain that you will find what you are searching for. Basically, this game is, like, that is a very nice way of saying fuck you, by the way. The one true way involves a minimum of risk, and any player, no matter how weak on initial dice rolls, should be able to get through fairly easily. May the luck of the gods go with you on the adventure ahead. Okie dokie. Are we ready, everybody? Charlie says, how long before Johnny is lost? Oh, very swiftly. Will Crimson says, I think you may be overestimating chat's collective memory. I don't know. I streamed Obra Dinn well over a year ago, and people haven't let that shit go. So, a person with a Cyrillic username, which I can't read out, says, you know the game is on Steam along with other game books, Johnny. I didn't know that. But also I needed this stream to not run off a gaming computer. So here we are. Okie dokie. Will says, don't worry, I will be helping by making things up. Great. Okay, here we go. Background. I think this means the start of the adventure. Okay. Here we are. Are we ready? Are we ready to tackle the Forest of Doom? I hope you like clicking on polls, because I'm going to be using you to make all of the decisions. Background. You are an... Emma MacArthur says we're just playing the game acoustically. That really made me laugh. Background. You are an adventurer, a sword for hire, and have been roaming the northern borderlands of your kingdom. Having always spurned the dullness of village life, you now wander the lands in search of wealth and danger. Despite the long walks and rough outdoor life, you are content with your unknown destiny. The world holds no fears for you, as you are a skillful warrior, well practiced in the art of slaying evil men and beasts with your trusty sword. Not once during the last 10 days since entering the northern borderlands have you set eyes upon another person. This does not worry you at all, as you are happy with your own company and enjoy the slow, sunny days, hunting, eating, and sleeping. It is evening, and I'm becoming Terry Wogan. It is evening, and having feasted on a dinner of rabbit, spit roasted on an open fire, you settle down to sleep beneath your sheepskin blanket. There's a full moon, and the light sparkles on the blade of your broadsword, skewered into the ground by your side. That's not good for a sword, is it? You gaze at it, wondering when you will next have to wipe the blood of some vile creature from its sharp edge. These are strange lands, inhabited by weird and loathsome beasts, goblins, trolls, and even dragons. As the flame of your campfire gently dies, you begin to drift asleep, and images of screaming, green-faced trolls flicker through your mind. Suddenly, in the bushes to your left, you hear the loud crack of a twig breaking under a clumsy foot. You leap up and grab your sword from the ground. You stand motionless but alert, ready to pounce on your unseen adversary. Then you hear a groan, followed by the dull thud of a body falling to the ground. Is it a trap? Slowly, you walk over to the bush where the noise is coming from and carefully pull back the branches. You look down to see a little old man with a great bushy beard. His face contorted with pain. I should have read ahead of it. You find a little old man with a bushy beard. He's in great pain. You crouch down to remove the iron helmet covering his balding head and notice 2 crossbow bolts protruding from the stomach of his plump, chainmail-clad torso. Jesus Christ, Ian, kick a man when he's down. You crouch down to remove the iron helmet covering his pathetic, balding pate and notice 2 crossbow bolts protruding from his plump gut. Picking him up, you carry him over to the fire and stir the dying embers into life. After covering him with the sheepskin blanket, you manage to get the old man to drink a little water. He coughs and moans. Will says he's got a big beard and a helmet on. How can we tell his face is contorted in pain? Take that, Sir Ian. Okay. You'd get him to drink a little water. He coughs and moans. He sits up rigid, eyes staring fixedly ahead, and starts to shout, "I'll get them! I'll get them! Don't you fear, Gillibran!" Oh, sorry. Yeah, don't you fear, Gillibran. Big Leg is coming to bring you the hammer. Oh, indeed. Yes, I am. Oh, yes. The dwarf, whose name you presume to be Big Leg, is obviously delirious from the the dwarf, you know, the balding one, with the paunch, is obviously delirious from the poison-tipped bolts lodged in his stomach. You watch as he slumps down again to the ground, then whisper his name in his ear. His eyes stare unblinkingly at you as he again starts to shout. "Ambush! Look out! Ambush! Ah! The hammer! Take the hammer to Gillibran! Save the dwarves!" His eyes half close and the pain seems to ease a little, and as the delirium subsides, he speaks to you again in a low whisper. I'm not going to whisper because that's difficult for people who are hearing impaired. "Help us, friend. Take the hammer to Gillibran. Only the hammer will unite our people against the trolls. We were on our way to Darkwood in search of the hammer, ambushed by the little people. Others killed. The map in my pouch will take you to the home of Yaztromo, the master mage of these parts. He has great magics for sale to protect you against the creatures of Darkwood. Take my gold. I beg you to find the hammer and take it to Gillibran, my lord of Stonebridge. You will be well rewarded." The great goddess Freya has done a super chat saying this is the best. Thanks, Johnny. You're very welcome. I'm having a very nice time. Big Leg opens his mouth to start another sentence, but nothing comes out except his last dying breath. "Hair." You sit down and ponder Big Leg's words. Who is Gillibran? Who is Yaztromo? What is all the fuss about the dwarfish hammer? You reach over to the still body of Big Leg and remove the pouch from the leather belt around his waist. Inside, you find 30 gold pieces and a map. Opposite. Gold. 30. Cookie Cat 94 has done a super chat saying, well, now we know what happened to Bin Bag post-Ox Venture. Bin Bag. The NPC I made solely to make my friend laugh, who became foundational to the entire universe. Right. Has everyone seen the map? This may come up later. Wait. There's the map. Have you noted it down? There you go. Cookie Dude says screenshotted. Fuck yeah. Okie dokie. Jingling the coins in your hand, you think of the possible rewards which may await you just for returning a hammer to a village of dwarves. Oh my god, we're a real dick. Well, he's dead. Wonder if this'll pay off. Fucking hell. Okay. Alright. Juggling the coins in your hand, you think of the possible rewards which may await you just for returning a hammer to a village of dwarves. You decide to try to find the hammer in Darkwood Forest. It's been a few weeks since your last good battle, and what is more, you are likely to be well paid for this one. With your mind made up, you settle down to sleep, having taken back the sheepskin blanket from poor Big Leg. In the morning, you bury the old dwarf and gather up your possessions. You examine the map, look up to the sun, and find your bearings. Whistling merrily, you just buried a man! You head off south at a good pace, eager to meet this man Yaztromo and see what he has to offer. Fucking hell. Candy's Corn says we're so trash, oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. Christ alive. Tony B says slept next to him before burying him. Oh yeah, of course. Brent Dreyer has done a super chat saying this is amazing so far, but I got to get back to work. Can't wait to watch the VOD later and see what insanity we got up to. Cheers, Johnny. With a black heart emoji, purple heart emoji. No, it's black. Oh, black, grey, white, purple, which is Ace. I think. Fairly sure. It's one of the cooler ones. Not to be down on like non-binary people, because I am one, but I don't love our flag. Whereas that one's really good. In fact, it's Ace. Boom. Done. Okay. Oh, we've got an illustration. Here we go, look. Oh, hang on. Will says our flag is bad. That sounds like a reject Taika Waititi project. Right. Hold on. Just reminding myself of something. You know what? We'll get to it at the bottom of the page. It's fine. Your walk to Yaztromo's takes a little over half a day, and you arrive at his stone tower home, dirty and hungry. As the tower is set back on the edges of Darkwood, some 50 meters away from the path you have been following, it is difficult to find. It's a tower 50 meters away. How can it be that hard? Oh, I guess it's in the middle of a wood. Okay, fine. Finally, you walk up to the huge oak door, somewhat relieved to find that it does exist, and that Big Leg had not been speaking wildly in his delirium. A large brass bell and gong hang from the stone archway. As you ring the bell, a shiver runs down your spine, and you realise that the loud bong invades a deep silence which you had not noticed before. There are no sounds of birds or animals to be heard. You wait anxiously at the door and hear slow footsteps descending stairs from the tower above. A small wooden slot in the door slides open, and 2 eyes appear and examine you. Hang on. Okay. Well, who are you? Demands a grumpy voice through the hole. You answer that you are an adventurer in search of the master mage Yaztromo, intending to purchase magical items from him to combat the creatures of Darkwood Forest. Oh, well, in that case, if you are interested in buying some of my merchandise, you had better come up. I am Yaztromo. Oh, shit. No, wait. No, it feels homophobic. Not going to do it. I'm just going to say Yaztromo. That's enough. But I think if I try and do the whole thing as like a Yaz Queen voice, it's going to be bad. So I won't. Oh, well, in that case, if you're interested in buying some of my merchandise, you better come up. I am Yaztromo. That'll do. And then there's a symbol down here of 2 dice. I think now we need to roll 2 dice. Because look, there's outcomes now. I think. Okay. Oh, no, here we go. He then turns and slowly climbs the stone stairs. Will you... Oh, Christ. Follow him up the stairs, turn to 261, or draw your sword and attack him. Let's start a poll. Will says, let me try a voice. Oops, no, that's offensive. A truly universal experience. Yup. Shall we follow Yaztromo? Attack Yaztromo. Start poll. Now, why is there a dice symbol there? Am I supposed to... I don't think I am supposed to roll, because it's just a choice. I think... No, look at tip hints on play. Hints on play. Oh, that's right. If you do not have a pair of dice handy, dice rolls are printed throughout the book at the bottom of the pages. Flicking rapidly throughout the book and stopping on a page will give you a random dice roll. If you need to roll only one dice, read only the first printed. If two, both symbols. There we go. Will says a vote for sword is a vote for fun. Okay, 77% are saying follow Yaztromo. I think because the other one is probably game ending. Okay. Daniel J. Vaughan says, a bit too soon for chaos, get kitted out first. Right, we are going to follow him up the stairs. Page 261. I'm not keeping a thumb in here because I think this is fine. You follow the huffing and puffing old man in his tattered robes up the spiral staircase to a large room at the top of the tower. Shelves, cupboards, and cabinets line the walls, all filled with bottles, jars, weapons, armor, and all manner of strange artifacts. Yaztromo shuffles past the general clutter and slumps down in an old oak chair. He reaches into his top pocket and pulls out a fragile pair of gold-rimmed spectacles. Placing these on his nose, he picks up a piece of slate and chalk from a table next to his chair and begins to write frantically. He then hands you the slate. We can buy the following. All of these, apart from some garlic, a rod of water finding, and a glove of missile dexterity, oh no, some of them cost 3 gold pieces, some of them cost 2 gold pieces. So, we can get a potion of healing, a potion of plant control, a potion of stillness, a potion of insect control, a potion of anti-poison, holy water, ring of light, boots of leaping, rope of climbing, net of entanglement, armband of strength, glove of missile dexterity, rod of water finding, garlic buds, headband of concentration, fire capsules, and nose filters. Hold on. I'm gonna just... Can't be bothered to write all these down. So, we've got 30 gold from that dwarf. So, I think boots of leaping, potion of plant control. It's too specific, so that's absolutely going to come up. Potion of anti-poison, probably worthwhile. Maltax says Chekhov's nose filters. Well, now it's going on the list. Nose filters. Garlic buds. It's nice to have some not spices. Garlic buds. Should we take the rope of climbing? Rope of climbing. I'm also going to take the glove of missile dexterity, because the first time I saw that on the page, I thought it said glove of dysentery. So that's, hang on, boots of leaping. It's 2, 4, 6, 9. Nose filters are expensive. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We only spent 16 gold. We've got loads left. So, to remind you, we've got... Oh, it says bots of leaping. Boots of leaping. Potion of plant control. Potion of anti-poison. Nose filters, garlic buds, rope of climbing, and glove of missile dexterity. Should we get the net of entanglement? That sounds like fun. Net of entanglement. Barry Wrongleg says, what's happening? Book. Fighting fantasy. Choose your own adventure. Should we get the armband of strength? Just sounds silly. Rod of water finding. Okay, rod of water finding. Another 2 gold pieces. So we've got 11 left. Headband of concentration. That's. It would have been quicker. Well, 8 pieces left to tot up the total here and work out what we couldn't afford. Like, just decide how many things we didn't want. Potion of insect control. That's quite funny. God, I pity a poor kid having to write all this down in a book, in a moving car, going on holiday. Will says garlic buds. We've got garlic buds, Will, don't worry. Should we keep some money back? We've got 6 gold left. Trez001 has done a super chat saying, no, my number 1 YouTuber reading the series that got me into gaming, and I've missed it because I was watching their King of the Castle stream after VOD Trap Dungeon. If you watch at like 1.5 speed, you'll catch up. I've only been going for like 37 minutes. Spectre N7. Oh, Will says, oh, I mean, as a child, you just take everything. Oh, yeah, 100%. Spectre N7 has done a super chat saying, isn't a net of entanglement just a net? Yeah, pretty much. There's a song I really like in which one of the lines is, my dreams died like dolphins in a net. And I keep thinking of it as like, not dolphins in a net, but in a woman called Annette. And it's a really uncomfortable image. There you go. Like the old woman who swallowed a fly. Don't know why she swallowed a fly. B. Shona says, weird fact of the day, if you cut a hole in a net, the net will have fewer holes in it. Oh, yeah. Weird. Okay. Yaztromo tells you that all the instructions for use are written clearly on the labels attached to the items, together with their suggested use. He sighs and tells you that unfortunately the magic in the items only works once, but they are the best you can buy for the money. If you decide to buy any of the items, done. Pay for them, sure, and add them to, yeah. Yaztromo then asks you the reason for the purchase of the items, and you tell him your story and your decision to continue the quest of the luckless Big Leg. Ah, yes, Yaztromo says slowly, rubbing his chin. I heard that the good dwarfs of Stonebridge had lost their fabled warhammer. Without it, their king is unable to arouse his people, despite the fact that the hill trolls threaten their village, which is normally a turn-on. Cara Dennison has done a super chat saying, just came back from grabbing food, going to take your advice and watch at 1.5 speed to see what we have done. It's something. Will says, Warhammer. I know, right? Right, the good dwarves of Stonebridge had lost their fabled warhammer. Without it, their king is unable to arouse his people. It does say arouse. I'm not being a shitheel here. Naka the Kitty says, Awooga? Yes, Awooga, I think. Unable to arouse his people, despite the fact the hill trolls threaten their village. Rumour has it that an envious king of another village of dwarves sent an eagle to Stonebridge to steal the hammer, which it managed to do. It's just, there are so many turns of phrase in this that are really pleasing. Rumour has it that an envious king of another village of dwarves sent an eagle to Stonebridge to steal the hammer, which it managed to do. But as it flew back over Darkwood, it was attacked by deathhawks, and the hammer dropped into the forest and was lost. Apparently, 2 forest goblins found the hammer but could not decide who was to keep it. They wrestled for hours but gave up. Then they discovered that the handle unscrewed from the head, and the argument was settled. One kept the head, the other kept the handle. Then they parted, each happy with his new treasure. Who knows if they still have them? So I'm afraid your problems are doubled. I can tell you that the head is made of bronze, and that the handle is made of polished ebony. Both head and handle have the letter G inscribed on them. Your task is not easy. Good luck! You thank Yaztromo and leave the room by the spiral staircase. Turn to 177. Nixie V says, this is awfully specific. I know, right? Jesus Christ. Well, I hope at some point we get to turn to 142. Because that is an illustration and a half. I'm not going to show you now. But it is lewd. In a way that I don't think they intended. 177. Here we go. 177. 177. Okay. Right. Maltak has done a super chat saying, Big hammer law from the wizard. Big hammer. Okay. Neko the Kitty says, oh no, we have to see it. I know. Right, remind me towards the end of the stream. If we don't get to see it organically. Where's he gone? Jesus Christ. What the fuck? I will show you this one. A creature which appears to be half cat and half girl is lying on a branch over the path. Right. Oh, fuck. This one you get for free, but the Minotaur... you got to wait for. How about that? 142. I'm going to write 142 down so I don't forget. Monsieur Big Man says, ah, yes, a cougar. Okie dokie. Right. Oh, shit. 177? Yeah. Outside in the bright light, you notice the dead quietness again. A narrow path leads northward from the tall grass surrounding Yaztromo's tower into the dense undergrowth of dark wood forest. In a few strides, you are surrounded by the dark and tangled forest. Stones and knotted roots seem to hide in the shadows, and you can almost believe that they are trying to trip you up. The light fades quickly and the air becomes moist and unpleasant. Deeper and deeper you go into the gloom. Eventually the path forks on either side of a huge old tree. Do we go west or east? Again, when I was working at Dicebreaker, the poll is live now, by the way. When I was working at Dicebreaker, we did a live panel at PAX East where we played one of these books. And because we were at PAX East, anytime we had to pick a compass direction, they only wanted to go east. It was, in fairness, really fucking funny. They just kept chanting east, east, east. The board says always go left in a maze, and left is west. Why do you always go left in a maze, the board? Oh, is it to make sure that if you only go left, you'll eventually... Yeah. Will says go west where the skies are blue. Octochan says go west, life is peaceful there. I see what you're putting down. It's a fairly tied poll, actually. West is still winning. In fact, West's opening up the lead. Go west. Let's go west. All right, we're going west. Thank you, everybody. Right. Brian Shona says, Johnny, are you familiar with Parsley? It's a group GM-led game where the GM is the parser in an old-school text adventure. No, that sounds amazing. Okay. To go west, turn to 289. Okay. The narrow, overgrown path continues to weave its way through the crowded forest. So, strange animal cries echo through the trees. Well, that's good, because it was eerily quiet before then. Dan Robinson has done a super chat saying, not going to lie, after watching your Alien Isolation streams, it's good to see you cutting loose and having fun. Though after completing it myself, I understand. Yeah, fucking hell. Yes, thank you. I'm having a lot of fun just making no decisions of my own. Apart from, I guess, choosing everything that we bought. Whatever. The narrow, overgrown path continues to weave its way through the crowded forest. Strange animal cries echo through the trees. It's not long before you arrive at another junction in the path. If you wish to continue westwards, turn to 76. If you wish to turn north, turn to blah, blah, blah. So, a poll. Do we continue west or turn north? East is not an option, Andrew Sutherland. Oh. Oh! A fiercely fought one. At one point it was 80% west and then suddenly it turned north. Gerg says north, as I'm from there. That makes sense. It briefly hit the Brexit ratio there. That was upsetting. KLRS says, if we go north, anyone encountered needs a northern accent. Well, it's 50-50 right now. I am going to refill my water glass while we continue to poll it. $49 and 51%. Now it's 59 and 40. No, 51 and 49%. This is torturous. Right, I'm going to shut my eyes and I'm just going to end the poll in 10 seconds. And whichever one it is, that'll be the winner. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, end poll. We're continuing west, everybody. Aw, Betty Wrongleg says, I'm all for Johnny's Yorkshire accent. There are very few southerners who do Yorkshire well, and they're one of them. Thank you very much. Right, we're heading west. Continuing west. 76, okay. Got it. The path turns suddenly to the right and proceeds northward into the dense undergrowth. Turn to 206. Right. Josh Warrior says, ahoy, I was recalling that wild ride of a Dicebreaker panel. I strongly recall how insane it was. Best wishes to overheated skellies. Stay hydrated. I love it when it does this. In fact, the one we did on the Dicebreaker panel, it was a fucking awful one where you play as a monster, and there was a bit where it was like, there's a group of halflings. And we were like, well, we'll go past the halflings. It was like, you want to go past the halflings, but you can't resist eating them. You go and eat them. It's like, oh, okay, all right. As a veteran gamebook gamer, you need to draw a map with decisions for when you inevitably die and start again, Johnny. Look, I think chat's got this, maybe. Who knows? We'll have fun either way, I'm sure. Or we won't. Shit, hang on. Was it 206 I had to turn to? This is why you keep a finger in the bloody thing. So we went to 289. Oh, no, this is different. Because we would have turned to 147. Instead, we went to 76, right? Which is telling us to turn to 206. So it's not fully a cul-de-sac. We are going north, but we're not on the same path. So that's good. 206, here we go. Suddenly, off the path to your left, you hear cries for help. If you wish to go to the aid of the person in trouble, turn to 253. If you would rather ignore the cries and continue your journey north, turn to 187. Okay, so the poll now is... someone is crying out. Ignore... nah, fuck 'em. Or let's go see. Not sure if it'll let me say nah, fuck 'em in a poll. Yep, it will. Great. Do we help them or... First vote was for nah, fuck 'em. Will Crimson says £50 says it's a trap. I don't think legally anyone can take that bet. For legal reasons, I have to say, don't do that. This is not a gambling stream. I do not encourage gambling. Oh, Jesus. It would be quite funny if this channel got shut down for gambling. But that's not what we're doing. Okay. Right, let's go see. We're going to go see. End poll. Okay. Come to the aid of the person in trouble. Turns 253. Clambering over the gnarled roots of the old trees, you head in the direction of the cries. After a few minutes, you see a man dressed in long, dark robes with his foot caught in a rusted rabbit snare. Hold on, let it adjust. There he is, look. Caught in a rabbit snare. Ooh. Will says, I don't think they shut YouTube channels down for encouraging children to gamble. You just have to do a Notes app apology. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, but the power button fell off my phone, so I can't take screenshots right now. It's really annoying. I didn't realize how many times a week I take screenshots, but it's all the time. And currently I can't. And I refuse to turn gestures on. I'm not doing it. You can't make me. I should be getting a new phone soon, maybe. SS says it fell off. Yeah, my Pixel 6 is a little bit dinged up. There's missing some glass from the screen there. The back is cracked. The power button fell off. It's been a real workhorse for like 4 years. But yeah. Anyway, clambering over the gnarled roots of the old trees, you head in the direction of the cries. After a few minutes, you see a man dressed in long, dark robes with his foot caught in a rusted rabbit snare. His face is masked by the robes, and only his dark brown eyes are visible. If you want to help the man free his foot from the snare, turn to 344. If you decide against helping him, return to the path and head north. Okay. Do we... Mikoso says, get a Samsung Flip 7. I probably won't. I'd like a flip phone, don't get me wrong, but I can't really afford it. I feel weird about paying top dollar for a phone. I don't know what it is. Turn around and leave. Okay. Soga King says, describe him again. It's a man in long dark robes. His face is masked by the robes, and only his dark brown eyes are visible. And he looks like these. There you go. Dave Humphreys has done a super chat saying, caught in a snare, look out for a nearby drummer. I really enjoyed that, actually. Will says, we've seen what's going on. He's not a hammer. We should leave. Boo Must Die and the Indigo Witch both say this is a trap. It may be. But we've decided to help. So we're turning to 344. You wedge your sword between the jaws of the snare and pull on it like a lever. The robe stranger adds his strength, and finally the snare springs open. He thanks you over and over again, and explains that he is in the forest looking for his long-lost brother, who he thinks is living the life of a hermit somewhere in its depths. Together you scramble back over the roots to the trees to the path. You ask him to accompany you north, but he politely declines, saying that he believes his brother lives to the south. You shake hands and bid each other farewell. Turn to 36. Oh, that was great. That was great. Thinking about the robes. Oh, no. Thinking about the robed stranger, you feel a little uncomfortable. There was something about his manner that you did not trust. You stop to take a look in your backpack and are annoyed to find something is missing. The man was a thief. Deduct either all your remaining gold pieces or 2 of the magic items you may have purchased from Yaztromo from your adventure sheet. You are in 2 minds whether or not to run after the thief, but you sense that he will not be where he said he was going. Yeah, you curse and start off north again. Turn to 187. We've got 6 gold. I think we can get rid of that. We've got no gold. That's all right. Will says he stole our garlic and our nose filters. Absolutely not. Over my dead body. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. You what? Where's it gone? Oh, yeah. You curse and start off north again. Turn to 187. Fuck, we say. Okay. Ooh, it's a 3-way pole coming up. Walking along the twisted path, you see a small, sinewy creature with brown, scaly skin, sitting on a log on the right of the path. He has a sullen expression on his face as he slowly tosses a black, shiny rod on a leather cord back and forth between his hands. He might be one of the goblins you are looking for. Will you? Option 1. Draw your sword and attack the goblin. Try to start a conversation with the goblin. Or ignore him. Continue walking north. Start the poll. A lot of people saying seduce. A lot of people want to talk to the goblin. Will says he's not a hammer. We've got 5% of this poll saying ignore, continue north. Will says we don't talk to things that aren't hammers. Well, I think we know which way Will voted. Niv Mizit 89 says sinewy, adjective, like a sine function. I enjoyed that one. Right. Yes, it rather looks like we're going to start a conversation with the goblin. Alex Hansen says roll a sexterity check. Daniel J. Vaughan says, I think a lot of people want you to do a voice. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, my goblins have always historically just been Cockney, I think. Paul Foxcroft does a very good... Paul Foxcroft of Questing Time does a very good goblin voice. Like, oh, I'm a goblin! It's great. But I probably won't do that one because it's not mine to use. Try to start a conversation with the goblin. Turn to 203. As you start to speak, the goblin looks up and smiles. Then he starts to metamorphose before your eyes. He becomes taller and turns green. A large spiny tail extends from his back. His arms thicken and his hands grow sharp claws. His face distorts and becomes reptilian with red eyes, a wide mouth, and dozens of razor-sharp teeth. He is not a goblin, but a shape changer. That was all in caps. I hope I got that emphasis across. And you must fight him. Shape changer. Skill 10, stamina 10. Well, he's slightly more skilled than us. How does combat work again? After this, we're probably going to auto-win all the combat, so I just want to see what happens. Let's see. Battle. Attack strength. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so it's skill 10, stamina 10. Here we go, everybody. Now, we're going to roll for the creature. Roll 2d6 and add 10. That's 9 for a total attack of 19. Now, we only have a skill of 9, so we need to roll 11 or higher. That's 3. It's hit us. Our stamina is down to 15. Let's go again. It's rolled 8 for an attack power of 18. We're rolling 12 for plus 9 is an attack power of higher than that, so its stamina is now 8. Right, so we've only got to win 4 more combat rounds. It's attacking us for 17. We're attacking it for 15. Our stamina is now 13. I'm probably going to reset our stamina after this fight, either way. It's attacked us for 13. We've attacked it for more than 13. Its stamina is now 6. Only 3 more combat rounds. Wombatipus says this is the worst combat in the world. It's quicker than D&D. I'll put it this way. That was Snake Eyes for it, so it's rolled 12. We've rolled 14. So its stamina is now 4. 19 from it. 17 from us. So our stamina is down to 11. Ooh, 16 from it. More than 16 from us. That was an 11 I just rolled. So its stamina is down to 2. Minute Else has just arrived. What's going on? We're doing combat in Forest of Doom by Ian Livingston. It's attacking us for 15. Come on. That's 14, so we're down to 9. It's attacking us for 17. We've attacked it for 14, so our stamina is down to 7. This thing's kicking our ass. It's fucking hell rolled for 20. That's all shit. 21 from us, it's dead. That was genuinely almost exciting then. Great. Well, it took off 10 of our 17 stamina points. Harv says, oh god, don't die, please. No, I won't. There's a note in this that says if you're streaming this to YouTube, weird, because this book was published in like 1983, you can reset your stamina after every fight. You know what? Fuck it. I'll cross off half a use of a potion of stamina. How about that? Pot, stam, half. There we go. Look, we're playing properly. We're going to auto-win probably the rest of the combats. Because that wasn't great fun. If you win, turn to 373. You slump onto the log, exhausted after your long battle. Sadly, the black rod was just part of the shape changer's illusion, and it exists no more. However, you notice some violet mushrooms growing behind the log. They are unfamiliar to you, but look tasty. If you wish to eat some of the mushrooms, turn to 308. If you would rather continue north, 148. Eat them? Yes. Oh. Okay. Unidentified purple mushrooms. Seems like people pretty emphatically... Yeah, Normative says, I mean, this is obviously a terrible idea, but how can you know? Exactly. Soj King says, was he guarding them? Oh, maybe. Yeah, this is pretty conclusive, isn't it? Matt Ferguson says, let's have a nice trip north. Anonymous says, all mushrooms are edible. Some mushrooms are edible only once. Yes, although you have to digest them in order for them to poison you. So you can have a chew on any mushroom and spit it out. It's just when you digest it, that's when problems happen. Whereas plants, some of them can fuck you up just from touching them. Anyway, we're going to eat some mushrooms. Excuse me. Boomus Dice's violent diarrhea on the way. That's all right. We've got the glove of dysentery, so... On eating some of them... Boo, have you read this before? On eating some of the mushrooms, you feel a great turmoil inside your body. Oh my god. Can you imagine emailing in sick or calling in sick to work, being like, I'm sorry I can't come in today, there is a great turmoil in my body. On eating some of the mushrooms, you feel a great turmoil inside your body. You think you might be turning into a shape changer. At last you are relieved to feel the turmoil dying down. And you have not become a shape changer, but you have eaten mix-up mushrooms. Your skill score now becomes your luck score. And your luck score becomes your skill score. Feeling a little odd, you set off north again. Well, our skill score is 9. And our luck score is 9. Turn to 148. That was great fun. We did get high, that's fun. The path continues north, and you soon reach another junction. If you wish to continue north, turn to 97. If you wish to go east, turn to 20. We go north. Or do we go east? That was great fun, that. Right, you do the poll. Just got to put something in my diary. Paper diary. It's green. Paper diaries are brilliant. I like them. There we go. There we go. Oh, north. People like north, huh? Okie dokie. End poll. North. Okay, 97. Hello. Okay. Ooh. I'm going to show you in a sec. These drawings are really visceral. I'm going to show you now, in fact. Hang on. Right, it's the specific way the musculature is it's the way in for fuck. Hang on. Right, it's the way the muscles are drawn. They look wrong. It looks like this guy's been assembled by with loads of scrotums. Like, the stuff under... I'd never make it as a weather person, meteorologist. The stuff here is disgusting. It's horrible. And, like, this is... It's like he's been put together like a chicken doner skewer. I don't like it. Anyway. Helen Robinson says, ballsack abs. Anyway, can't wait to show you that centaur I mentioned earlier. No reason. The path leads ever northwards, but at last the trees are beginning to thin out and appear less menacing as daylight streams through between them. On the right-hand side of the path, you see an old oak chair covered with moss. If you wish to sit in the chair to rest and eat, turn to 328. If you would rather press on northwards, turn to 118. Do we want to eat and rest? We used a potion, so we're at full stats. Real rest? I'm going to start a poll anyway. Soj King says, what are we eating? We've got provisions. We don't need them right now. But, you know, might be nice. Everyone enjoys a little sit down. Grinsback Vander says we just had some delicious mushrooms. That's a good point. Blue Deck says, let's rest in the obvious trap chair. I see you've been burned before. Again, it's a pretty even split, but currently it's going yee. I'm gonna shut my eyes, count to 10, and end the poll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. End poll. Oh, a little rest. Looks like yee. Very narrowly, but yee. Sit in the chair to rest and eat. Despite being made of hard oak, the chair is surprisingly comfortable. You start to eat, but instead of feeling stronger, you start to feel weaker. You are sitting in a chair of life draining, which drains 4 points from your stamina score, despite eating a portion of your provisions. If you are still alive, you manage to climb slowly out of the chair and stagger northwards along the path. Turn to 118. Dang, some of you are good at this. Okay. Right, how much did it eat? 4, and we're down 1 provisions. Where did I put my pen? There's my pen. So our stamina is now 13, and our provisions are now 9. Okie dokie. Simon Castle says everything is a trap. Yeah. Ah. Oh. Okay. So firstly, come on. It's a wild boar, look. I like those. The path eventually emerges from the trees onto a vast plain. Beyond, you see rising ground leading to low hills. The waist-high grasses on either side of the path sway gently in the warm breeze. All is peaceful, and the dangers ahead seem unimportant. You're enjoying your walk when suddenly the silence is broken by the sound of squealing and grunting to the right of the path. You can see a path being made through the grass by an unseen beast moving quickly towards you. You draw your sword in readiness. A few yards ahead of you, a large, brown, pig-like creature bursts out onto the path and halts there. It has 2 long tusks protruding from a short, stubby snout. Steam rises into the air from its sweating body. Its small eyes look at you before it puts its head down to charge you. You must fight the wild boar. I'm not going to fight the wild boar. I like wild boars too much. I'm not doing it. I will see if Watson will come over here, though. Hold on. Watson, come here. Watson, come here. Too sleepy? Come here. Are you a good girl? Come on. Are you so lovely? Hi, Sleepy. Come here. Come on. A pig. Hold on. Here we go. Meh, 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 meh. Nearly dropped her. Didn't drop her, though. Okay. Good. Pig. If you win, turn to 174. As you draw your sword from the carcass of the wild boar, wrong, As the boar leaves in good health, you wonder what made it attack you. In the distance, you hear the sound of barking dogs. Perhaps it was being hunted and, being trapped, made its last stand against you. Through the nose of the boar, you see a large gold ring, which you cut loose and place in your backpack. It's worth 10 gold pieces. Add 1 luck point and turn to 323. Add 1 luck point. Okay. And we've got 10 gold in a ring that it dropped as it left. Okay. 323. Well, I think we're doing very well so far. Walking north, you soon arrive at a junction in the path. You may we're going north, west, or east? Pig's getting settled. Can't tell if she's grumpy or not. Fiercely fought one, this. It's trading back and forth between north and west. I'm sorry, Watson. You okay? The science boy says, wake up, sheeple. East is beast. Alright. Fucking hell, it's really close. Keeps trading back and forth. Keep those votes a-coming, people. Jellybean Eek has done a super chat saying, long time VOD lurker, first time catching live, and felt an honourable use of first super chat as payment for Watson cameo. Thank you very much. That's very, very kind. I'll have to get Watson a treat. She did not appreciate me getting her out of bed from her nap to pick her up and give her kisses. She's okay. She's just going back to sleep. All right. Gonna give it another 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, fuck. Okay, north. Okay, we're going north. Continue north. 291. Oh. So I said, oh fuck, because it looked like it was going to be a tie. But then it chose north. Okay, as you walk further northwards across the plain... Sorry. As you walk further northwards across the plain, the grass gradually becomes shorter and the ground starts to rise, gently. Ahead, you hear the roar of crashing water. Soon you reach the bank of a wide river split on 2 levels. To your right, the water is calm and slow-moving, but in front of you it tumbles noisily down a great waterfall to a gorge below, where the river narrows and runs quickly west over rocks and boulders. Steps lead down by the side of the waterfall to the bottom of the gorge, although it is difficult to see where they end because of the spray thrown up. Across the river you see the path heading north into the distance. A small wooden boat is tied to a post to your right, where the river is calm. Will you walk down the steps to the base of the waterfall, or row the wooden boat across the river? Waterfall, steps, boat on calm river. I mean, calm river feels like a trap, but you know. The board says, I too hate it when I throw up spray. Me too, it's why I stopped eating spray cans. Anonymous says, don't go chasing waterfalls. Boomer's Die says, all in caps, cannonball! Matt Ferguson says, calm doesn't mean slow. Don't go over waterfall. I mean, it does feel like boat equals we're going straight over. That's all I'll say. I mean, the poll is at 79%, let's take the waterfall steps. Marble Harbour says, I can't decide. You must decide, Marble Harbour. You have to. It's 80% waterfall steps. 81%. Right, waterfall steps it is. I am curious, though. You can tell I'm a GM because I'm just peeking for my own notification. Okay. Interesting. Steps, waterfall. 335. You walk down the slippery stone steps to the bottom of the waterfall. You look up and see a magnificent rainbow reflected in the spray. It is dark in the gorge and impossible to see through the wall of water where the steps end. If you wish to walk through the sheet of water, turn to 181. If you wish to climb back up the stone steps, turn to 326. Do we push on or go back? Emma Crooks has done a super chat saying, for the Watson Treat Fund or the Mr. Freeze Pop Fund. Either way, thank you for such a fun stream. Perfect after having drops in the eyes that make things blurry. Oh, that sucks. I hope things get less blurry soon. Now you've reminded me about Mr. Freezes. I really want one. I'll be right back. Hold on. You do a poll, and I'll go get a Mr. Freeze. Just stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to. I know that you're gonna have it your way or nothing else. Okay. We're pushing on. Alright. Where was it? 181. Look at this fucking guy. You walk along the steps through the waterfall into a large cavern where there is a pool of still water. The steps run round the side of the pool and there is a stone table and chair on the far side. You go to the table and see fish scraps lying on it. Suddenly, you hear a noise of splashing behind you. A strange creature climbs out of the pool and advances towards you armed with a trident. His legs are like a man's, but his face and torso resemble a large green fish with bulbous eyes. His arms are like yours, but are covered with large scales. He is a fish man, and you must fight him. He is a fish man, and you must fight him. Okay. Give me your best fishman chat-up line, please. Because I can't be bothered to fight him. So narratively, we're going to say something charming, and he's going to let us go. Katrina Trigari says awooga. That's fair. He is a fish man, and you must fight him. Okay, everyone's just saying Awuga. Yeah. Omnibard says, did you see that awesome rainbow too? Well, that's nice. Caden Cannot says, are you a fish stick because I want to eat you? No. Yeah, fair enough. Anna Christea says, you look like a slick fella. The Indigo Witch says, you are what I was hoping to catch today. Normative says, I see you clearly weren't prepared boneless. Fucking hell. I think these are great. Do you smell a little fishy? Would you like to? Says the board. Want a fish finger? I'm sorry, says Flora. Right, we're going with that. We're going with Flora's. Want a fish finger? The fish, you say to the fish man. And then there's a fade to black. Congratulations, everyone. We fucked a fish man. There is nothing of use or value in the fishman's cave, so you walk around to the north side wall. Steps lead back through the waterfall and up to the north wall of the gorge to the top. You are at the top of some hills and can see the path climbing up into their midst in the north. It is getting dark and night is closing in, so you decide to camp behind some rocks to the right of the path. You build a large fire and settle down to sleep with your sword by your side. Contra 285. I don't mind telling you, if we'd have gone in that boat, we'd have lost all of our food. All of it. Because the boat was leaky and all of our food would have dissolved. So I think it's safe to assume that we've just got a rucksack full of candy floss. Or cotton candy, if you prefer. Uh-oh. Oh, no. You have been asleep for about an hour when the noise of deep growling wakes you up. You stand up without making a noise and grab your sword. You wait and listen. There is a full moon in the sky, much like today. And the light casts eerie shadows all around. You hear soft footsteps and sniffing, followed by a low growl. Then a shape, which looks like a man, steps out of the shadows to your right. As he gets closer, you see that his chest, arms, and face are covered with thick brown hair, and long teeth protrude from his mouth. He is a werewolf, and you must fight him. There we go. Okay. Best werewolf chat-up lines, please. Octo-chan says, does that hair go all the way down? Excellent. Oh, Miss Your Big Man says, hey, baby, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Yeah, that's pretty good. Elizabeth Daft Ideas says, thanks for the memories. Anonymous says, can I be the whiff wolf to your werewolf? Coonigan says, nice rug. Wanna fuck. Right. Okie dokie. We had sex with a werewolf, everyone. Congratulations. If the werewolf wounded you during combat, turn to 155. If you did not receive any wounds, add 1 luck point and turn to 316. Shall I roll for this? Jukebox 345 says, we did get lucky. That's quite funny. Let's roll for it. Okay. If it's odds... Yeah. If it's odds, it did wound us. If it's evens, it didn't wound us. That's a 2. It didn't wound us. There we go. 316. Eventually you manage to get back to sleep, but have a restless night. In the morning you collect your belongings and head north along the path into the hills. Turn to 198. Okay. What? 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 What does? What? What is? What is it like? Ooh, what does a what does a lycanthrope e-girl say on a full moon? Ew! Woo! Donatron says, I heard that in my head before you said it, and it still made me recoil in horror. On that note, we should take a 5-minute break. Because it's just gone 5:30. Do what you need to do. We'll be back in 5 minutes if you're not going anywhere here. It's some smooth jazz and a picture of my dog. Hello everybody, welcome back to this stream on youtube.com/Johnny Chiodini. That is me, I am Johnny Chiodini, and we are, goodness me, playing Forest of Doom, a fighting fantasy book by Ian Livingstone. Originally published in 1983, this version was published in 2003, and we did one combat, honestly, and then the rest of the time we've just come up with chat-up lines for whatever the thing is. Because we're that sort of saucy adventurer. Right. So, if you remember, we just... Oh, fucked a werewolf. And then we continued north. Wow, Watson just looked at me and went, oof. Clearly she did not enjoy the, the joke I made just before the, break. That's the word. Dear, oh dear. Right. The ground is quite steep as the path wends its way into the hills. By the time you reach the top, the sun is quite hot. The sun's quite hot anyway, really, but I see what they're getting at. By the time you reach the top, the sun is quite hot. All around in the distance, you see the dark green circle of darkwood forest. Mist still hangs in the tall grasses behind you, but ahead you see a valley floor bathed in sunlight. All is quiet. As you start down the far side of the hill, you see a junction in the path. You may either continue north down the hill, or head east along the new branch. Feels like we've gone way off track here, but that's fine. Let's see. Start a poll. We go north or east. Start that poll, baby. It was very nice to see people in chat saying they're enjoying this. Yes, Ura Smith, we're choosing our own adventure. I'd do this again, sure, why not? Bit of fun. I want to start mixing it up a bit with streams. It was either going to be this or... Because I've mentioned a few times I'm really trying to sort through my flat at the minute. I've got loads and loads and loads and loads of Warhammer sprues with sort of like some bits on them. And I need to just clip all the bits off and put them in a bits box, instead of just binning them along with the sprues. So I was thinking like, oh, well, what if I just had a stream where I just clip bits of Warhammer out? This is a bit more fun. Ian Smith says, is the wood behind you one you walk with Watson, or is it a generic one, by the way? This is a picture I pulled off of Google. I could have actually done that, couldn't I? Dan Robinson has done a super chat saying, do not believe you have dog, I demand proof, with a crying laughing emoji. I've already got her out of bed once. Hold on. There she is. Oh, it's keyed out the green screen. But there she is. There you go. Right. Okie dokie. What are we doing? We're going north. That's right. Oh. Cookie Dude says GW shops have boxes to send sprues to be recycled. Well, that's good news. Okie dokie. We're going north. 278. This is so much north. So that's a thing. The path continues. The path continues east for some distance and then turns sharply north. Did I pick the right one? I'm on the right page. I was reading the right one. The path runs through a narrow gorge between two hills. You feel vulnerable and draw your sword, expecting to be ambushed at any moment. Unfortunately, because you are concentrating on watching the sides of the gorge, you do not see a small patch of leaves and branches on the path ahead. Your foot goes right through the thin covering of a bear trap, and you plunge 4 meters to the bottom of a rocky pit. To add to your misfortune, a wooden stake with a sharp tip points out of the center of the pit. Test your luck. If you are lucky, you manage to avoid landing on the wooden stake but fall heavily to the floor. Lose 2 stamina points. If you are unlucky, it's going to pierce us. Okay, how do we test luck again? Hold on. Fucking loves a bear trap in this, doesn't he? Test your luck. Roll 2 dice. Ah, so we've got to roll equal to or under our luck score, which is 9 on 2d6. That is 5. We're fine. We're lucky. I mean, we're not fine, obviously. We fall heavily to the floor, lose 2 stamina points, and turn to 319. Jesus Christ, this looks like Finchy from RKG. Look at that. So we lost 2 stamina points. We're on 11 stamina now. Vincent Carson says, didn't we get 2 luck points from events? We got 1. We got 1 because of the werewolf. Well done, everybody. Well remembered. Okie dokie. Yeah. Well. Do you possess boots of leaping? If you do, turn to 228. If you do not, turn to 14. Okay. Yeah, fine. We've got boots of leaping, so. I'm going to see what's in 14. Yeah, okay. We'd have to buy our way out. We'd have to buy our way out, otherwise. 228. The pit is circular, with smooth sides, and you are weak from your fall. You reach into your backpack and pull out the brown leather boots. They are very light on your feet. You crouch down, and in one mighty leap, you are out of the pit. You dust yourself off and continue your walk north down the gorge. Turn to 255. Continuing down the gorge, you see the handle of a sword. Not a hammer, sorry. Handle of a sword. Sorry. Continuing down the gorge, you see the handle of a sword sticking out from a large rock by the side of the path. If you wish to try to pull the sword free from the rock, turn to 182. If you wish to continue walking down the gorge, turn to 334. Alright. Start a poll. There's a sword. Roll it. Ignore it. I was molded by it. I didn't see the sun until I was nearly a man. Do. Oh, everyone wants to pull that sword. Right. Yeah, everyone is assuming this is a trap, but also voting for us to pull it, which is exactly what I wanted. Here we go. Pull the sword free from the rock. Fucking with something that's possibly load-bearing in the side of a gorge seems fine. You take hold of the sword and place your foot against the rock. Roll 2 dice. If the number rolled is equal to or less than your current skill score, which is 9, the sword slowly slides out of a fucking rock. Yep, I rolled a 6. There you go. And our skill is 9. Great, we've got it. Eleanor Smith has done a super chat saying, Strange women lying in ponds distributing swords is no basis for a system of government. Very good. And you're right. You're absolutely right. The sword is magnificent, and was obviously made by a master craftsman. It feels powerful in your hands. Add 2 points to your current skill score for your enchanted sword. Cutting your new weapon through the air, you set off north down the gorge. Fuck yeah, enchanted sword. Shitwreck says, good thing those dice aren't green. Yeah, indeed. Right, 334. We've lasted a very long time. I don't know that we're not any closer to finding the thing. Between the hills you see the flat green valley floor stretching out ahead, and, beyond, a sinister wall of trees. Darkwood Forest! On the other side of the trees lies Stonebridge, your journey's end. Arriving on the valley floor, the path ends at a junction. If you want to head west, turn to 113. If you want to head east, turn to 51. Start a poll. We go west. Or we go east. Start poll. Do 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 do. West is winning quite strongly. I really feel like, for some reason, I'm getting the feeling that chat has very strong opinions about west and east as directions. Why? Boomer Dice says it's never east and it breaks my heart. Yeah, why? Adam Schofield says, I spaced out. What are we doing? Still just exploring. We've got an enchanted sword now, but we've not had any... we've not found any part of the hammer. Jukebox345 says, because east is shit. Fucking hell. West Coast Weaver says, I refuse to vote in line with my name. There we go. Aiden has done a super chat saying, this is that illusion of choice meme. Yeah, I agree. Right, west it is. West, 113. The path makes a sudden turn to the right and heads north along the valley floor. To the left of the path, you see a large pond with a small wooden hut with a thatched roof by its edge. If you want to investigate the hut, turn to 324. If you wish to ignore the hut and continue north along the path, turn to 149. Hut. Investigate. Or ignore. Fran says, now that hut has big witch energy. Of course we should go in. Yeah. Tony B says, 149. So close to 142. I'll show you. Don't worry. I'll show you at the end of the stream. Patience. Patience. Almond LBD says, let's go meet Baba Yaga. Every time I see the words Baba Yaga, I hear it in that dude's voice in John Wick. Baba Yaga. Yeah, it's pretty obviously going to be... yeah, we're going to investigate the hut. All right, let's investigate the hut. Whoosh. Investigate the hut. 324. I wonder how much work it is to write one of these. A bit of me just went, go on, write one. This has got to be a copyrighted thing. You surely can't just smash one of these out, right? And surely choose your own anything is copyrighted. That's so much work. Kara says, if you don't call it Choose Your Own Adventure, you can. Yeah, but we could have called it Choose Your Own Ox Venture. Yeah, no. Anyway, right. Oh, shit. What was... Fuck. What? Oh, the hut. Nah, never mind. 324. You walk round to the front of the hut and see a large blue vase standing on a small porch. There is nobody about. You open the door of the hut, but there is nobody inside. The hut is also devoid of any furniture or objects. You walk outside again and inspect the blue vase. You look inside, but, despite the sunlight, are unable to see beyond the rim. The vase is filled with an eerie blackness. You shake it and hear a rattling sound. You may drop the vase on the ground, put your hand inside the vase, or ignore the vase, return to the path, and head north. Vase. Drop it. Put hand in. Leave it alone. Cookie Dude says, no tip out the item option. Nope. Wow. 60% are saying put hand in. Laura B says, can you describe the vase again? Sure. You walk outside again and inspect the blue vase. You look inside, but despite the sunlight, are unable to see beyond the rim. Before it was just described as a large blue vase, by the way. The vase is filled with an eerie blackness. You shake it and hear a rattling sound. Okay. 62% say put your hand. 63%. It's fairly conclusive. We're putting our hand in the vase. 161. As your hand descends into the inky blackness of the vase, it is gripped by an intense pain. Oh my god. You're being tested by the shit, what are they called? Bene Gesserit. Fuck. As your hand descends into the inky blackness, is it the test of the Gomja bar? Gomja bar, there we go. Right. So I was trying to remember that. I was like, the Kwisatz Haderach is what Paul is prophesied to be. But then the Fremen call him Lisan al-Gaib. But it's the Gomja bar. There we go. One of my favourite things when I was still working in the tap room was we had those sort of weird rubber corks that you put in a bottle of wine and then you have to use a suction pump to pull out all of the air and keep it fresh. But it was like a thumper. It would just go thukum, 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 thukum. So whenever I was just doing it on the bar, I'd go Lisan al-Gaib. And at one point, a dude was like, "Was that from Dune?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he went, "Why?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's also fair." Anyway, as your hand descends into the inky blackness of the vase, it is gripped by an intense pain. First, it feels as if it is being crushed, and then it feels as if it is on fire. If you wish to pull your hand out of the vase, turn to 185. If you want to feel around to find out what is inside the vase, turn to 341. Do we pull hand back or keep going? I think I have a fairly clear way of... Yeah, Cara Dennison says, fear is the mind killer, leave your hand in. There we go. Eleanor Smith says, sunk cost fallacy, baby! 93% already saying, keep going. If you pull it out, then you're going to get stabbed in the neck with the gumcha bar. So you know. Right, great. That was maybe our most decisive poll. 341. Good bus route, that, if you're fond of Waterloo. The pain in your... Aw. Look, it's a small man wearing an iron helmet and a chainmail coat sitting on a log. I don't think we're encountering him, but I'm certainly going to let you see him. There you go, look. Looks like he's waiting to be picked up by his mother. Anyway. The pain in your hand becomes almost unbearable, but you still retain feeling in it. At the bottom of the vase, your hand comes into contact with several objects. You grasp them and pull your hand quickly out of the vase. You are surprised to see no mark or sign of injury on your hand. You examine your treasure and find 15 gold pieces. 5 gold pieces. A dragon's tooth. And a glass phial containing a potion of strength, which will restore 5 stamina points whenever you decide to drink it. Add 1 luck point. Hell yeah. And return to the path to head north. And turn to 149. Potion of strength. Great. Yeah, fucking fantastic. Look at us. Nisan al-Gaib. Dragon's tooth. Okay. Nathan says, did we just rob a witch? No, we burgled a witch's house. It's very different. Turning to 149. As you walk across the valley, you see the dark green wall of Darkwood Forest looming up before you. The path leads directly into thick undergrowth, and soon you are walking between tall dark trees and thorny bushes. It is dark and quiet. The path forks. If you wish to walk east, turn to 130. If you would rather continue north, 306. Paul? We go north, or we go east. Katrina Dragari says, foregone conclusion poll? Yes, but I want to give people the illusion of choice. Coffee Cat says I'm just picking east out of spite now. Spec Vander says, all these crossroads are really getting on my nerves. Shipwreck says most of the choosing seems to be directional. There's not a lot of fluff in these. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Click north. .306. Here we go. Amidst the trees to the left of the path, you see a small stone building covered with ivy and moss. If you wish to examine the building, turn to 391. If you wish to carry on north along the path, turn to 112. Okay. So this is a small stone building covered with ivy and moss. Small stone building. Go see. Or no see. Nora Rivers says, seduce it. This isn't date everything, Nora. It's not an option. Right, sorry, I was having to briefly check on something. We're going to go see the building. Okay. 391. The building measures only 3 meters by 3 meters and has no windows. The door is made of stone and looks very solid. There is no handle, and there does not appear that there is another way to enter the building. Okay. Then you notice a tiny keyhole in the stone door. Do you possess a silver key? If you do, turn to 200. If not, turn to 379. We don't. Fine. Never mind. You may either try to charge the door down, or return to the path and head north. Door. Charge! No. Okay. Ruben Proctor says, I've just arrived. Why is Johnny describing a building? I'm reading a book to everyone. Forest of Doom by Ian Livingstone. A fighting fantasy game book in which you are the hero. So that's nice. 81% say charge. Yeah. 79% say charge. Snooge Dog says we just increased our skill with Enchanted Sword. We did. Jukebox 345 says it is stone, but it would be a shame not to try. The Science Boy says, me? I'm the hero? You're the hero! Argy Ryan says the green screen is making that cover cool. I know. Do you want to see? Hang on. Do you want to see it briefly without it? Whoa! This is what it looks like. Whoa! There you go. Oh, shit. Oh, no, it's fine. Okay. Charge. 78%. So lower than it was. But that's still fairly decisive. We're going to charge the door down. Turn to 73. This is going to hurt, isn't it? You step back and then charge at the door. Roll 2 dice. If the number rolled is equal to or less than both your luck and skill scores... Okay. The door flies open. Turn to 327. If it's greater than either your luck or skill score, you bounce off the door and rub your bruised shoulder. Oh, we won't get hurt. Both our luck and skill are both at 11 right now, so yeah, I just rolled an 8. Even if we were still on our starting values, it would have been fine. We've pushed the door down. The door flies open. Turn to 327. Good for us. Well done. Okay. Inside, you see stone stairs leading down from the door into gloomy depths. You cannot see a thing down the stairs. If you wish to descend the stairs, turn to 351. If you wish to leave the building, return to the path and head north, turn to 112. Stairs! Oh ye. Hell no. %, saying, oh, ye. All right, it's happening. End poll. Okay. Oh, yeah. 351. You step carefully down the stone stairs. feeling your way as you go. Slowly your eyes become accustomed to the dark, and you begin to make out shapes at the bottom of the stairs. You are standing in a small, square room with a low ceiling. The floor is thick with dust, and there are cobwebs everywhere. In the middle of the room, there is what appears to be a large stone box, measuring approximately 2 meters by 1 meter. The top of it is a great stone slab. Along one of the rough stone walls, you find a small alcove with a candle in it. You may either light the candle or walk back up the stairs, return to the path, and head north. This is the illustration that goes with this page. Hang on. Come on. There we go. They didn't mention a skeleton, but it looks like there might be one. Do we want to light the candle, or do we want to go back up? Let's see. Skelly pal, hell yeah. Oh, whoops, I didn't finish the or ye poll. Start a poll. Encrypt. We will light candle or leave. Okay. Chaos says, oh, you found the end of the Blair Witch Project? That's right. God, that film's great. Charlie says, pull the lever, Kronk. 94% want us to light the candle. Good enough for me and Paul. The light from the candle casts eerie shadows around the room. In the yellow light, you see the face of an old man carved into the stone slab on top of the box. Then you notice the leg of a skeleton protruding from the shadows in the far corner of the room. You walk over to the skeleton to inspect it. The skeleton is small, and the skull has sharp, protruding teeth. It could be the skeleton of either a goblin or an orc. You walk over to the stone box. The slab on top looks as if it could be moved. If you wish to try to lift the stone slab, turn to 95. If you wish to ignore the slab, return to the path and head north, head to 112. Lift slab? Yes. No. Not a Frog says the introvert in me is screaming leave, but the ADHDer in me can't walk away from a perfectly good, dangerous situation. It just, like, it is real sunk cost fallacy. It's like, well, we've come this far. Or you could argue that the game is giving us many, 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 many chances to abort this terrible course of action. Which I like. Octo-chan says, serious question, does anything interesting happen if you ignore something? I don't think so. Looks like we're doing it. Alright. 95. Blech. Just saw the man with the horrible muscles again. You try with all your might to move the stone slab, but it will not budge. Do you have any dust of levitation? Just checking. No. If you do, turn to 173. If not, turn to 368. We might still be able to brute force this. It didn't say you just leave. But it could cost us. No, there is nothing more you can do in this room, so you decide to walk back up the stairs and return to the path to head north. Turn to 112. Okay. Jukebox 345 says 4 decisions for nothing. Thank you, Sir Ian Livingston. Okay. The path presses on northwards through the dense trees. Then it makes a sudden turn to the right and heads east. The path is so overgrown in places that you have to use your sword to cut through it. Your walk east is long and tiring. At last you reach a junction in the path. Looking at Big Leg's map, you head to decide to head north again in the direction of Stonebridge and ignore the narrow path continuing east. Turn to 103. Weird. Okay. The path opens out into a small clearing. To your right, you see a pile of branches, grass, and pieces of rag, the lair of some large creature. We're a lair of some large creature, am I right? Whee! Amongst the debris and old bones scattered about, you catch sight of something glittering. If you want to look more closely, turn to 57. If you wish to hurry north along the path, turn to 360. Lair. Investigate. Ignore. Derek Ambrose says, nope, turn and leave. Yeah. Ah. Excuse me. It's Worm. Nathan says, finally, we get a chance to fuck a dragon. Damn right, Nathan. Well, seems like we're investigating. $84, 85% have voted to say investigate. 86%. Looks like we're going to investigate. Alright. 57. That was a fun noise that I made with my human mouth, wasn't it? Nathan. Nathan. I got some news. Ooh. You walk over to investigate the lair, but are suddenly aware of a dark shadow being cast all about you. You hear a loud roar above you, and you look up to see a dragon-like creature with 2 legs and green scaly skin flying down to its lair. Okay. A bolt of fire shoots from its mouth towards you. Test your luck. If you are lucky, the firebolt misses you and explodes by your feet. If you are unlucky, the firebolt slams into your back. All right, let's test luck, baby. Yeah, fine. Rolled a 6. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Yeah, fine. Turn to 132. Yeah, whatever. Whatever, mate. Give a shit. The creature landing in front of you is a wyvern. I thought, when it was like, it's a dragon-like creature with 2 legs, I was like, you fucking nerd. Bemused Drollery says, monster fucking any percent speedrun. Let's go! The creature landing in front of you is a wyvern. It looks at you and opens its huge mouth to let out another burning roar. It is about 10 meters long, and its thick scales look hard to penetrate with your sword. Do you possess a flute? If you do, turn to 258. If you do not, turn to 167. Oh, not a frog has done a super chat saying, does this count as foreplay? It must do. What is that emoji? Is it a frog? I don't know what that emoji is. Anyway, I'm afraid, everyone, we don't have a flute. Therefore, we must turn to 167. Do you have a flute? It's like fucking... What's that clip of the actor who played Will Riker in The Next Generation just asking question after question after question? It's just like every now and then Ian Livingston gets powerfully curious about you and just asks you something. You see a wyvern coming towards you. It roars. You are threatening its nest. What's more, it's mating season, and it's especially aggressive. Do you prefer tea or coffee? The wyvern rears back its head. Anyway. The wyvern's long tail swishes from side to side, and smoke curls up from its nostrils. You draw your sword and prepare to fight this fearsome monster. Wyvern, skill 10, stamina 11. I think it is. I think it has. I think this is basically the same as the werewolf we fought. Not werewolf. We didn't fight the werewolf. What did we fight? We did fight something. The shapeshifter, the shape changer. Anyway. It's not that hard, especially since we're not fighting it. We're fucking it. Can I have your best wyvern seducing pickup lines, please? West Coast Weaver says you're smoking hot wyvern. Nice. Okay. Any advance on that? Nora Rivers just says, bow chicka wah wah. Good. Hey there, hottie, says Jace Cat. What that tail do, says Cookie Dude. Luke Gray says, why haven't you got into my bed yet? A lot of you making why not Vern jokes, actually. Shipwreck says, I've got a treasure hoard for you. In my pants. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Canonically, we're going with what that tail do. Thanks for that, Cookie Dude. You walk around the motionless wyvern, it's sleeping enough, and start to rummage through its lair and surrounding debris. You find a gauntlet made of plate iron, a throwing knife, 10 gold pieces, and a gold ring. Fucking hell. You put the knife and the gold pieces in your... We're rich. Knife and gold pieces in your backpack. Will you try on the gauntlet, try on the gold ring, or leave these items and head north along the path? Okay. Jesus Christ, Bobby! We'll try on gauntlet or ring. Cara Dennison says, one night stand and loot the place, as is custom, right? Oh, whoops. I didn't even... Sorry, I forgot to include ignore them and head north along the path. I kind of assumed we'd try on something. And right now it seems like ring is out in front. Patter says, did they specify what appendage to try the ring on? Minna L says, to celebrate me getting 2 of my rings back from repair, I vote ring. That's fair. It's a 53% ring. I'm going to give it 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. End poll. The ring it is. It is a gift. A gift to the foes of Mordor. Slipping the ring onto your middle finger, you are suddenly gripped by an agonizing pain. Eventually the pain subsides, but you are unable to take off the ring. You are wearing a cursed ring of slowness, which will force you to subtract 2 points from all future dice rolls when computing your own attack strength during combat. Well, thank God we're not fighting. Note this on your equipment list. If you wish to try on the gauntlet, turn to 374. If you wish to ignore the gauntlet or have already tried it on, you must walk north again along the path. Well, we know the gauntlet won't kill us then. Try on the gauntlet? Okay. Gauntlet. Yes. No. No. Chris S. says, you have put on the gauntlet of misery. 99%, 98% saying yes. 99% saying yes. Yeah, that's over 100 votes. 130, yes. Okay, we're trying on the gauntlet. All right. Where's it gone again? 374. You slip the gauntlet onto your hand and take hold of your sword. Slicing the air with it, you feel more than usually skilled with your weapon. You now possess a gauntlet of weapon skill, which will allow you to add 1 point to all future dice rolls when computing your own attack strength during combat, so long as you wear it. Note this on your equipment list. If you wish to try on the gold ring, turn to 133. If you'd rather ignore it or have already tried it on, you must head north again along the path, turn to 360. Right, so if we were still calculating our combat score, it would only be a -1. That's fine. Walking along the narrow path, you suddenly hear the sharp crack of a twig breaking and the whispering of low voices. You draw your sword and wait anxiously with your back to a large oak tree. Then, from behind the trees opposite you, step 4 men and a woman, dressed in green tunics. Each looks menacing, and they stand with swords and axes in their hands. The young woman steps forward and tells you that you are trespassing on their territory, and you must pay a levy of 5 objects from your backpack or face the consequences. 5. We demand objects. Here they are, by the way. Here's the warriors. They demand 5 objects. Fuck's sake. 5 objects from your backpack or face the consequences. If you wish to give them what they want, turn to 279. If you would rather spit on the ground in reply and fight them, turn to 104. Oh, Christ. Again, I'm going to make this a poll. Pay them or fight them. A wizard with a lizard with daft ideas says, so what I'm hearing is orgy? Well, it's only if that's only if they're also fucking each other. If they're all just fucking us, then that's a gangbang. This is not how I saw my career going when I started. 89%. Baddy Wrongleg says, you know sometimes the developer watches you play their game. Does anyone know if the author's on YouTube? I sincerely hope not. I would go into seclusion if Ian Livingston watched this. Anyway. Turn to 104. Okay. The bandit woman steps forward with her sword raised, shouting, "Death to the intruder! She is their leader, and you must fight her first." What's our battle cry, please? You must fight her first, for God's sake. Oh, I regret some of this. Not all of it. Choo-choo! Oh, that's it. I'm sorry. Dandy Deadpool has got it, just with choo-choo. What the fuck? Well, that doesn't seem right. God damn it, where's she gone? Sorry, one sec. I'm just going to double check I got that page number right. Wowee. Turn to 104. Sure. You must fight her first. Oh, sorry. I only just saw this bit. If you manage to defeat her, you must now fight the other 4 bandits in pairs. Both members of a pair will have a separate attack on you in each attack round, but you must choose which of the 2 you will fight. Attack your chosen bandit as in a normal battle. Against the other, you will throw for your attack strength in the normal way, but you will not wound it if your attack strength is greater. You must count this as though you have just fended off his blow. Of course, if his attack strength is greater, he will have wounded you in the normal way. If you win, we have won. We're in desperate need of electrolytes, but we've won. A search of their we're doing it again. We're robbing them after they've gone to sleep. A search of their clothing and pouches reveals nothing of interest apart from 2 gold pieces, which you put in your backpack. You set off north again along the path and notice the trees beginning to thin out on either side of said path. Eventually, the path leads out of the trees into a ploughed field. You are out of Darkwood Forest. Turn to 204. We keep leaving the forest, and I think... Don't we need to get something from the fucking forest? Anyway. Yeah, oh, here's the shape changer again. Yeah, the shape changer was only 1 health point less sturdy than a wyvern. Weird. Anyway. Okay. Okay, right. The path leads through the fields to a stone bridge over a clear stream. Beyond the bridge are the small cottages and wooden huts of a village. A sign on the bridge reads Stone Bridge. You cross the bridge and see 2 old dwarves with long white beards standing by a cottage looking at you. Do you have the hammerhead and handle with the letter G inscribed in them? If you do, turn to 400. If you possess neither or only one of these items, turn to 381. We've got fucking none of them. You have failed in your quest to help the dwarves. Being unable to face Gillibrand, their king, you decide to head east and find a place to rest after your perilous adventure. Perhaps you may try again. If you do, you must walk around Darkwood Forest back to Yaztromo's tower to purchase more of his magical items. Turn to page 98. We reached the end of the quest and we were like, oh fuck, the hammer! Well, don't really remember which ways we went. We can speedrun a bit more. Okie dokie. Wait for this, though. They're not done. On your long walk around Darkwood Forest, you are attacked by a large group of wild hill men, probably the same group who attacked Big Leg and his party 2 days earlier. Test your luck. If you're lucky, you manage to run away from them without being hit by the rain of arrows which falls all about you. Turn to page 1. If you're unlucky, you slip and fall as you run, pierced by many arrows, and your adventure ends here. We're fine. Fucking hell. God damn. Your walk to Yaztromo's takes over a little over half a day. Blah, 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 blah. What happens if we attack him? Let's attack him. We're going to attack Yaztromo and see what happens. As you casually draw your sword, Yaztromo turns around and casually advises you not to be foolish, as his magic is great. If you still wish to attack him... not a frog is on Super Chat saying, New Game Plus, but we just run around fucking people. Down. Yaztromo turns around and casually advises you not to be foolish, as his magic is great. If you still wish to attack him, turn to 399. If you change your mind and decide to follow him up the stairs, turn to 261. Well, we know what happens if we go up the stairs. Let's go fucking hit him. Yeah. Katrina Trigari says, oh, he's not interested. Time to fuck a wizard. Time to fuck a wizard. 399. You charge at Yaztromo, but only reach the first stair when he lifts his right arm and nonchalantly mumbles a few words. Time seems to stand still amid bright flashes, and your body feels like a bubbling liquid inside. When the turmoil subsides, you know something terrible has happened. The stone stair feels cold on your body, and you realise the problems of life as a frog. Yaztromo bends down and picks you up, saying with a booming voice, "Well, foolish warrior, enjoy your new life." With that, he lets out a deafening laugh and nearly drops you. Then he shuffles to the oak door and, opening it, throws you into the tall grasses outside. Your adventure ends here. We're a frog. We're a frog now. We are a frog. I think that's quite a nice place to leave it, to be honest. We're a frog. We're a frog. We have been frogged. This was a very weird stream, and I didn't know I was going to do it when I got out of bed, but I think we've had some fun. Eleanor Smith has done a super chat saying, "You know, I genuinely stopped playing Date Everything to watch this stream. Tonally, not much has changed." I'll take that as a compliment. We're a frog now. That's nice. Yeah, did not know that I was going to do this when I woke up today. And yet here we are, at the end of all things, and at the end of our adventure in Forest of Doom by Sir Ian Livingston. Thanks so much for joining me on this stream, and for just taking a punt on Mystery Stream, not sure what's going to happen. It was a good giggle. I'd happily do something like this again. Yeah, it was really good fun. So, that's it from me in terms of streams for this week, because it is Thursday. But then on Saturday, there'll be fresh episodes of Press Any Chiodini. If you are a patron of the 2nd or 3rd tier, you'll be getting the first episode of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which I'm very excited to play in full after the fun I had streaming it a few weeks ago. And... oh, yeah, 142, page 142. Don't worry, I'll show you. And... if you are watching them as they come out on YouTube, obviously you're just going to get another, you're going to get another lovely episode of Alien Isolation. I do have a Patreon, as I mentioned, it's patreon.com/Johnny Chiodini. There's a newsletter that goes out there every week, and if you remember, even on the free tier, you get access to it. So there's no reason not to join. Anyway, oh yeah, also, on Friday, on Oxventure, Weirdwood Season 2 begins. Should have mentioned that. I think we're all really proud of it. So I hope you enjoy it. Anyway, here's a centaur. And he looks like he's... I mean, that's just... Look crotchwards at the centre. For fuck's sake. It's just sordid. Look at it. That's not what that bit of a horse looks like. Right? It's not great. Standing proudly in front of you is a magnificent white beast. Half man, half horse. But he's got... looks like he's got 100 hernias. Anyway, that's what's on page 142 of Forest of Doom by Ian Livingston. A fighting fantasy game book in which you are the hero. And you've all been heroes today. Thank you again so much for joining me. That was weird, but it was also great fun. Have a lovely rest of your day. Have a lovely weekend. And I'll see you in pre-recorded stuff on Friday and Saturday. And I'll see you live next week. Bye-bye.